Here is the single most common way an AI project dies, and it happens before anyone types a word to the AI. Someone takes a job they do all the time, the weekly report, the customer email, the proposal, and their very first move is to open an AI and ask it to do that job. Skip straight to the tool. And what comes back is generic, a little wrong, nothing like how they'd have done it themselves. So they shrug, decide the AI isn't there yet, and quit. But the AI was never the problem. The problem was the step they skipped on the way to it, the step we're going to do in full right now. So here's the promise for this lesson. By the end, you'll know the exact first move of an operator, the thing you do before a single prompt. And you'll know how to do it on a real task of your own. It is not a clever prompt. It is not a tool. It's a way of looking at your own work that almost nobody bothers with. And it is the difference between an AI that feels useless and one that feels like an extension of you. This is step one of the whole skill. And it's the one step everything else is built on. The move is this: before you automate anything, you become the human first. You sit down and do the work by hand, slowly, and you watch yourself do it. Like you're filming a documentary about the one person who really knows how this job gets done. That person is you. And here's the strange part. You've done this task 50 times, but you have never once actually watched yourself do it. I want to sit on why that matters, because it sounds too simple to be the whole game. When you hand a task to AI, you are handing over a process, not a wish, a process. The steps, the order, the judgment calls, the little decisions you make along the way. And you cannot hand over a process you have never actually looked at. If it's a blur in your own head, it's a blur to the AI, and a blur in is a blur out, every time. So the work of this lesson isn't busy work before the real thing. Getting the process out of your head clearly is the real thing. It's the raw material everything else gets built from, and there is no shortcut around it. This is also the part of the skill people don't want to hear. So let me just say it plainly. AI is not a magic box you feed a sentence and walk away from. There is no autopilot. The reason it pays for some people and not others isn't the prompt and it isn't the tool. It's whether someone did the work of getting the real process out of their head first. That work is yours. The machine can't do it for you because the machine doesn't know how you do your job. Only you do. This is the human inserted exactly where it counts. And it's the whole reason the next step even has something to work with. So the operator's first question is not, what's the right prompt? It's a completely different question, and it changes everything that comes after it. How would I, the human, actually do this? There's a sharp way to put it, from Greg Eisenberg. Be the agent before you build the agent. Before you try to make an AI do the job, you be the agent. You run the whole thing yourself, by hand, and you pay attention, like your job depends on catching every move. Because everything you'll hand the AI later, the steps, the rules, the judgment, all of it comes from what you notice right here. Miss it here, and it's gone for good. And I know exactly how backwards this feels. You came to AI to stop doing the work. And step one is, do the work? Yeah, once, on purpose. Because the 10 minutes you spend watching yourself do it this one time is the thing that makes every future run of it automatic. You're not doing the task to get the task done. You're doing it to capture how it's done. That's a completely different act, and it pays you back forever. Now here's the trap inside the trap, and it's the part that separates people who get real results from people who get garbage. When you watch yourself, you have to capture the real version, not the clean one in your head. Ask anyone how they do their job, and they'll describe the tidy, logical version. Step 1, step 2, step 3, done. But that's not how the work actually happens. The real process is messier, and the mess is the entire point. Because the mess is where your expertise lives. Let me make that concrete. Picture actually doing that weekly report, slowly, watching your own hands. You'd catch things you would never, ever have written down. You always open last week's report first and copy the format. You didn't even know that was a step. You check 3 different places for the numbers, and you secretly trust one of them more than the other 2. There's a whole section you skip entirely, unless something went wrong that week. When the news is bad, you phrase it a specific, careful way, so nobody panics. None of that is in the clean version. All of it is how the work actually gets done. Those hidden moves, the little, "oh, except I always check this first," are not noise to be cleaned up. They are the most valuable thing you will capture in this entire process, and here's why. They are exactly the part an AI would never guess and would always get wrong. The clean version, step 1, step 2, step 3, is what anybody could describe. Anybody. It's generic, and generic is what gives you that generic result you hated. The real, messy version, with all its little exceptions and instincts, is yours. It's your edge. And it is the only thing that makes the AI's output sound like you did it, instead of sounding like it could have come from anyone. So how do you actually catch these moves? Given that you're so automatic, you'll blow right past most of them. 2 simple tricks, and they work. First, narrate it out loud as you go. Literally talk yourself through every move like you're training someone standing next to you. The second your mouth has to say the step, your brain can't skip it anymore. Second, slow all the way down. Run the whole thing at half speed. Speed is what hides the small steps. Slowness is what makes them visible. And here's the single best tell to listen for. Anytime you catch yourself thinking, obviously, stop. That word, obviously, is almost always sitting right on top of a hidden step. The thing that's obvious to you is invisible to the AI. So when you hear yourself say it, that's the alarm. Write that one down first. One honest boundary before your move. Because being the human first is not the same as automating everything you observe. As you watch yourself work, you'll notice some parts are pure judgment. The call you make on a tricky customer, the taste in how you word the hard thing, the relationship underneath it all. You're not trying to hand all of that to a machine. You're trying to see your work clearly, the whole of it, so that later you can make a sharp decision about which pieces to hand over and which ones stay yours, because being human is the entire value. We get to that decision in a couple of lessons. For now, the job is just to see it all. So here's your move, and it's genuinely this simple to start. Take that one repetitive task you've been wanting to hand off and do it once, by hand, slowly, narrating every single move out loud as you make it, especially the tiny ones you normally do without thinking. Don't optimize it. Don't clean it up. Don't fix the messy parts. Your only job is to catch yourself in the act and notice how you actually do it. Capture the real thing, exceptions and instincts and all. And then, next lesson, we take everything you just watched yourself do and turn it into something you can actually hand off. A real map of the work, every step in order. And more than that, we go hunting for every single one of those except when moments. Because it turns out the exceptions aren't a detail. They're where this whole thing is won or lost. I'll see you there.